All right, we're rolling too. I'm going to tighten this up. I just don't want it to hit us either in the head. Like I said, I bleed easy. I've had a lot of head damage, head trauma, just from my camera just scraping my head, you know?
You go to
This thing, all this.
Go to cameras for head trauma. I go to people kicking me in the head, right?
I would hope they're not kicking you in the head. That's
Had lightly kicking tab, right?
And I'll probably turn off the AC once we get going. If you're cold. I should have taken off my hoodie.
And all the way left to kilo 6.
And then when we get going, we'll push this up for the fans. I edit this part out because nobody cares about our taxi.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about today. Today we'll talk about time building, right?
Yeah.
Ask me about that.
Insurance and all.
I might not pull that right. I'll knock that. I'll probably edit that out, but we'll see. If I sound clever, I'll leave it in. Like a dip. Things have changed, and we'll talk about that when we get going. If you hand me the checklist, I'll run the check. I'll show you the check. I'll read the checklist so you can watch where we're going.
Roger.
I'm going to read you the run-up checklist. Brakes, we've checked those when we roll, right? Electric trim test and set. So you could do the trim by pushing it. It moves. Push half of it. It doesn't move. Push the other half. It doesn't move. Push it and hold the override. It works. And then we it's retrimmed, right? That's the check.
Sir.
It's kind of standard in just about all airplanes, right? You'd want to check the split trip. You want to make sure the interrep works. Electric system check. I do the generator check every so often, but we don't have to do it every flight. I'll show you some. If we're waiting down here, I'll show you real quick. I've done a couple videos on doing the alternator check.
I think we've done it before as well.
All right, good. It's pretty simple. Trim is set for takeoff. Electrical system check. We're good. Generators are good. Both are online. Flight controls. You do your flight controls. Make sure they're free and correct. Full movement. All right. Engine and flight instruments are all good. All our engine instruments good. Our flight instruments are blue over brown. Showing about 55 degrees. About 800 and something, almost 900 foot. Checks. Mixture is good for now. It says best power. And then it's got the run up. We did all that. Pre-takeoff flaps are at 0, props high RPM, which they are. Mixture will set. Fuel pumps off unless it's greater than 90 degrees, and then you would run them on low. I don't know if we've done that either. Boy, you like riding the brakes.
So how do you
Not go fast?
Yeah.
Pull the power back. Once you're rolling, you can pull it back less than 1,000.
Oh.
You know? Because you got air going over it.
Yeah.
Really, when you come to a stop, you want it back up at 1,000.
Roger.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's about. Okay.
When we're rolling, you got air, even at a lower RPM. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you're doing 1,000, I just go real fast. That's actually Southwest, right? We did all that. AC does have to come off on this one, and it says alert message. So you always want to make sure your panel's clean. Message: doors, windows are shut. Pitot heat required. De-ice as required. Transponder is automatic. Landing light will get on. Strobes we do on. Time note: brakes release. Abort plan ready. Right. That's our. If we got a problem before we rotate, we're abort.
Okay, fair. And so
Switch the tower to real quick. We'll abort. We're around the corner. Are you ready? Or do you want a quick briefing? Anything prior to rotation, we're going to abort.
No notches of flap because that's standard for bearing.
Yeah, we're going to rotate about 90. It's not a hard pull. I just pull enough to where it flies off when it's ready. It might not actually jump off the ground till 95 or whatever, right? We don't care. But 90, we're going to start our rotation, right? Pull back a little bit, let it fly off when it's ready, right?
And as we roll out, we're steadily increasing, or do you up on the numbers?
We'll do a rolling takeoff.
Gotcha.
But positive rate gear comes up. I usually go gear up, lights off, y'all damp on. That nice little flow. Everything's right there. You lost an engine right after you suck the gear up, right? We're doing, and I wouldn't do that till we get cleared for takeoff.
Yep.
That's a clear for takeoff thing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't want to make, and I need to glue this. It's coming loose.
Okay.
Basically, gear up, keep it going straight, keep us faster than blue line. If you rotate at 90, 95, I'll show you. I'll call it out that we're way above blue line before you even, time you're reaching for the gear, we're above blue line. So if you lost an engine, nose is probably in the right attitude already.
Yeah.
I have to lower it a little bit. But if you rotate by the book, like right at 85, and then you clean up, and now you gear up, and then you accelerate the blue line. If you lost an engine, you got the nose way up. It's decelerating. You better aggressively pitch over.
Yeah.
I mean,
900 Delta Charlie Greensboro Tower, hello, runway 23 left, clear to land, wind 2608.
My button.
Clear to land, 23 left, 9 Delta Charlie.
Greensboro Tower, bearing 683 Delta Delta is ready to go 23 left.
Bearing 683 Delta Delta, roger. There's traffic on file, I'll get you going here in just a couple minutes.
Roger.
So, on my check ride, I had a sense in which we had some guy doing a run-up in the middle of a taxiway. So we had to go somewhere else to do a run-up on the opposite side of the aircraft. Well, he was asking me where I wanted to do a run-up, and we have a run-up area, so I went over there. We had a traffic on final coming in opposite to our taking off traffic, which is interesting. And so once I'm over there, I'm sitting there and 1,000 or?
Yeah, I want that. I was just trying to bump it down. It's not.
Oh, okay.
Just splitting here. I don't care. It's close enough for government work, but I was just kind of bumping it down.
So we were on the ground for a decent bit to where the engines were getting relatively hot.
Right.
And 55. So you know.
You could gas them all up a little bit, right? Give it a little fast idle, a little more air.
Okay.
Cow flaps open, right? If we were getting hot, I would bump it up just a little bit to give it a little more air.
Swing turbulence is very similar to, I guess it's coming from that way technically, right?
So they're coming off as wingtips, right? And the wind is from our left a little bit. Where's the wind?
So
his left wing could be over it, but it's a little plane. It's a little jet. That ain't a big jet.
Yeah.
Could hammer through it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But he's going to give us the delay.
Yeah.
Or he would have told us right away, right? That 2-minute delay. Another guy coming. Hopefully he gets us going. He's like
286, turn right at Kilo 1 and taxi park via Kilo, just monitor ground point 9, good day.
Right, Kilo 1, Kilo to park, monitor ground point 9, was 286, see you on my way out.
What is that? Bearing 683 Delta Delta Tower, fly heading 170, runway 23 left, clear for takeoff, wind 2507.
Okay, 170, clear to go 23 left, 683 Delta Delta.
All right, lights are on, we're rolling.
All right, I'm going to get you mixture, and I'll set it because it will over. It will be too much. On your left. Try to do them nice and even, right? Feet are on the floor, right? All the way down on the bottom. Because on this corner, you shouldn't need brakes to turn. You can spin it hard, it will turn. There's no rush, right? We got a lot of runway. So you can come up, I come up nice and slow or smooth until you get up against the governor. You'll hear the 2700, and then you can shove it fast, right? Keep coming up a little more on the left. There's against the governor.
All right. Airspeed to live, 60.
All right, power is set.
Then do 5.
Like I said, about 90-ish.
84, 85.
Starting to get a little light, right?
90.
Positive rate.
Go.
Tap the brakes.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Lights
in transit.
off. Lights off while your hand's there.
It's off.
Y'all damp on. See, we're already doing
Y'all
115,
damp on.
right?
Hey,
You follow me? And then I can shallow it. We can hit vertical speed. It's doing 1,100 foot a minute. We don't need that. 7. And then at 400 feet, which is about 13, I'll hit heading. He'll tell you to turn, right? So just follow him. Pull your props back to 25. Or actually 2490, then back up. Got him pretty close.
November 3 Delta Delta, contact departure.
Over to departure, 3 Delta Delta. You get your prop sync on.
Sync on.
Got him close. I'll switch to departure. And you follow your V-bars. All right, everything's good. I got your props set. We'll pull our mixture to the blue line. Computer's already calculating it for me.
Roger.
Green for departure, bearing 683 Delta Delta's 2000, climbing 3000, 170 on the heading.
Bearing 683 Delta Delta, Greensboro departure, radar contact, climb maintain 7000.
7000, 3 Delta Delta.
Exit 637 to
No, I got a point where it is because you don't know where it is. We got one over there too, but I always use this one just because it's ergonomic. That one's kind of weird. Same way with heading, I use this one even though you got one.
With information hotel.
In our
Barrel, I always use that one, not this one.
There's a 8064 November Greensboro approach, Greensboro altimeter 3005, departure runway 23 left.
So that's why I always reach down there.
3005, 23 left, 64 November.
And then when I get to a safe altitude, like pattern or above, say maybe 3.
3 Delta Delta, turn left direct Moorhead.
Left direct Moorhead, 3 Delta Delta. So don't turn before your flight direct. I'm going to break that habit too. So turn your heading bug, since that's what you're using. Point with your course. Right, that'll get you going that way, right? And now hit direct, enter. I push that hard sometimes. Now we can go to nav. Now we're navving. So that kind of got it going smoothly.
Yeah.
You don't want to go ahead of your flight direct. You know, you think, oh, I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's more my flying by the seat of my pants.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you to use all the fancy avionics to your advantage, right? Now that we're safe, I can shallow it to 500 foot a minute.
Approach 127.8 today.
We'll just climb at 5. That's better for cooling, better for comfort. Right.
Sir.
All the big bore engines, I don't want to climb at VY. You're working that engine. It's getting hot. As soon as I feel safe, I'm shallowing it out.
Do a bit shallower than VY most of the time.
Well, look where we're at now. Are we close to VY?
Oh, yeah.
Right? The Bonanza, same thing. As soon as you're... I might... If there's not trees and it's not a short runway...
335
instead of doing... Say a Bonanza will do 1,000 foot a minute or 1,200.
335.
I shallow it out right away and do like 7. Until I'm above pattern, and then I do 5.
8,000.
No sense getting a hurry. If I can baby the engine.
Yeah. I feel you.
I don't want to do a screaming one either. I don't want to do the opposite where I'm just barely climbing and I'm doing 150.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help anything because if you lose an engine, you can't trade speed for altitude that easily. It runs out real quick.
We're hitting 340.
So there's a balance, you know? You got to apply some common sense. And as we climb, I lean to that blue line, right?
3 Delta Delta traffic, 12 o'clock, 6 miles, turning more northwest bound Skyhawk 4,400.
All right, we'll be looking 3 Delta Delta. We'll be watching for that guy. Eventually, we'll climb to his altitude. I could have hurried. We could step it up. Especially if it's just the two of us. I don't care if we did 1,000 foot a minute, right? If I needed to, but we're 7 miles.
So you put more strain on the engine.
No, we're 7 miles, so we should be able to get more than 1,000 feet in 7 miles. Anyways, I hear a lot of wind. Wow. My door, yeah. Look, it's right here. I don't feel it,
good morning,
but I can hear it change when I move my hand over it. Put a little, oh, look, you're shaking my camera. Stabilization. Sorry about that, fans. He's new to the videoing.
Climb maintain 12,000, call me 511. On the 511 radar contact, 2 miles west of Burlington Airport, clear direct to Genie. Direct Genie, radar checks, call me 511.
See him?
Partial Delta 3173, 2.5, 5,000. Delta 3173, Greensboro departure, radar contact, climb maintain 12,000, turn right direct bolt.
That's really nice to have it on static vision.
Bolt. Oh yeah, 3173.
And if it gets too close, it's a certain closure rate and a certain closeness too, it'll go yellow and say traffic.
I have a, on the performance level of ForeFlight, you can connect to your avionics, and you can use it as a, not a, but an MFD, like vision of terrain and other obstacles and aircraft. Which, operating on a 172, very nice.
We got another guy above us. He didn't tell us about him.
We're going to 7, so could have theoretically.
637, so we're hitting 040.
You should tell us about him.
040, 637.
This guy? Cross right over us, it looks like.
Yeah.
Don't see him though.
There he is, right there. He's coming towards us, like directly towards us.
Yeah. I see him. But he's more than 15, maybe.
511, contact Washington Center, 124.05, good day.
Alright, I'm on link.
124.05, 511, good day.
Roger.
Just a little.
So there's
3 Delta Delta, traffic net factor.
3 Delta Delta. Alright, we'll scroll out. And then he's going to give us what? 3235? Guess? Let's see. It's Raleigh, 3235, I think.
Is 2530 Raleigh frequency?
It is. I think it's on the other side, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe when you're closer, I don't know. I don't know Raleigh that well, but this guy...
3235 sounds right, yeah.
Bearing 3 Delta Delta, amend altitude maintain 6,000.
Okay, we'll stop at 6,000, 3 Delta Delta.
637, descend to maintain 3,000.
3,000, 637.
And smell like turtle wax now from just touching the spray bottle. All right, when we get it cruising on autopilot, we'll discuss what you were talking about in your text about time building. I hate to rent airplanes to build time. That just seems like such a crime.
4 Mike Hotel, contact Raleigh approach 132.35, good day.
Yeah.
3235, 4 Mike Hotel, yeah.
That's, I guess we'll talk about that once we get to cruising.
I don't want to distract you.
3 Delta Delta, contact Raleigh approach 132.35, good day.
3235, 3 Delta Delta, good day.
05, expect runway 32 today and turn right heading of 100.
All right, we'll expect 32, we'll turn right to 100 heading,
you can have that if you want it. It was aiming at earlier. Oh my last. Raleigh approach, bearing 683 Delta Delta is 5.6, climbing 6,000.
Bearing 683 Delta Delta, Raleigh approach, altimeter 3005.
05, 3 Delta Delta. It's right there, the outer knob. We got one too, but...
Check last assign, this is
the course line is the little one, the triangle, which we never use, right? When would you ever use that? On track a VOR, tune a radial?
I don't think I've ever tuned a radial.
If I go to Green Needles and track a VOR, I would just push it and it would center my course. I could go straight to it. Plus, I needed to set an outbound course to fly. Okay. We got GPS. I ain't doing that.
4,000.
That's primitive.
Right now, 7,000 or 4,000.
Might as well look out the window and see where we're going, right? Do all that. Little pilotage and dead reckoning.
My DPE was like, "Are you children of the magenta line?" And I was like, "Hey, fair enough."
683 Delta Delta, climb maintain 7,000.
7,000, 3 Delta Delta. Now that it already captured, right, to tell your flight director you want to go up, you have to tell it how you want to go up. So you'd hit vertical speed, and then up 5 clicks to do 500 foot a minute. Could have put it in flight level change
right
instead of speed if we wanted to, you know. But I use vertical speed. Yeah. Then I'm going to lean a little bit more. Nice if this was automatic. There's no reason it couldn't be.
It's more FADEC, right?
Yeah, it should be, right? It should be a fairly lightweight device that would do that, right?
It's the FAA, man.
Then we wouldn't have fouling, you know, the thing would be running perfect. No matter what I did to the throttle and props, it would know.
I knew a guy who,
Hey, good morning. Hero Flight 154 is with you. 16.5, descending 13,000.
had
Hero Flight 154, approach altimeter 3005.
3005, thanks.
Yep, you can do that.
He was on approach, lost the electric magneto, and then the manual magneto got fouled out. So he was on final, out. Single engine, and he made it, barely. I think he either made it or just got right off the nose of the runway.
Right.
He wasn't too far, but he was fine.
That's good.
It was like, fair enough, man.
Yeah, good. No, I like the solid state. They don't fail very often, too. I think they're getting
Hero Flight
better and better.
154, and maintain 8,000.
Yeah.
8,000, Hero Flight 154.
When we level off, we'll do our cruise check, which is basically just closing the cowl flaps, setting my mixture. That's
Mixture, prop, fuel.
we usually just fly it wide open throttle, 2,500. You could do different power settings and all that.
Last calling Raleigh, stand
Really
by
not gaining anything. And then we run lean a peak.
Okay.
I've done videos showing my temperatures.
Yeah.
Right. When I lean them out, we're going to be getting like 170 something.
414, Mike, I tell you, familiar with Concord?
Richer peak is usually 190.
What?
So it's 20 degrees cooler, Lena peak. We lose 5 knots, maybe.
Yeah.
That.
Better on your engine and all, right?
414, Mike, I tell you, turn
so.
right heading
We think so. We used to run Richer peak on our
Right,
previous
turn
engines.
110, and is that
Didn't
confident
really
of
make
the
it
approach
TBO. It was close.
Affirmative.
During the life of the engine, we went through cylinders.
Okay, yeah, we can pull that up, no
and
problem.
replace cylinder.
Tank, man.
Anyways,
Alright, we're at 7.
it's capturing.
Flight 154, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000, Hero Flight 154. We do have current weather and NOTAMs over at Monroe County. Expecting a visual to 23.
Hero Flight 154, roger.
Now, when you're ready for the autopilot, you just hit autopilot, right?
0965, Papa Whiskey, turn right heading 050.
Right, and it's engaged. You look like you weren't
0965, Papa
trusting.
Whiskey, actually, disregard flight present heading 0 final for 32, GFR and sense your
It's
discretion.
our little scoreboard.
Yeah. I was just seeing how much it would change.
If you got it pretty trim.
Yeah.
We're plus 11 above standard, so I got to interpolate. I'm going to use the Lena part. Here's standard, here's plus 20. So we're in between the two, right?
We're in between 6
And we're
and
in
8.
between now.
4-4, I could tell we're able to go to a
I would
contact
say
if you'd like.
about 14, 14.1.
Air Force 2, departure,
About
radar
13 and a half.
contact, maintain.
About 13.8.
Okay, yeah.
Close enough, right? 13.8, 13.9. Well, here, when I get right at peak, right around 15, it's going to run off, right? Because the rich side is probably 16 something, right? 17, right? So
Yeah.
peak is around 15, and you'll hear it, right? I'm going to what, 14.8? 13.8, 13.8,
13.8,
13.8, right?
13.8 A-frame.
Okay, so we're going to go, and I'm going to do it nice and slow and smooth.
Air Force 2, turn left, direct hurricane.
You actually didn't feel it because it didn't go slow enough, but
Air Force 2,
runs a little rough right at peak.
flight heading 180.
We'll go back up to 14.8.
13.8?
13.8, right?
Air Flight 154, contact Fayetteville 125.17.
One was
2517, Hero Flight 154.
14.
Oh.
13 and a half, so 13.8. 13.8.
Do you want me to close?
3550 Tango, Raleigh approach, Raleigh Center 3005, go ahead.
13.8, 13.8, somewhere there, right? This would be nice if I could set a number and it would do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, close enough. I close this one all the way. This one I close and then I let it fall open. I get out of the detent.
50 Tango, squad
We'll end up running about even.
Okay.
After we get going and they get cool. Because this one runs hotter, the right side runs hotter than the left.
Yeah.
Air Force 2, turn
I
left,
cracked
direct
that one, and that seems to solve that problem.
It's interesting actually because Aaron's your right engine. It's like you're a
Number 3550 Tango, radar contact 20 miles east of Raleigh, approach at 4,500, proceed on course.
It's more outboard. It's more
Left one's critical engine.
yeah. Left one's critical. If you lose this one. That one's got more of a
symmetrical
leverage.
thrust, yeah.
Yeah, more symmetrical thrust, more leverage.
That isn't why it runs
2570
hotter.
Quebec, relay approach, altimeter is
Runs hotter
3005.
just simply because baffling, who knows?
Okay.
Right? The baffling's probably a little better on that one.
Okay.
It could be a little of aerodynamics, I don't know, but it does tend to run hotter.
And isn't your APU power on this engine, the left engine?
I don't have an APU. I don't.
Or
my
sorry,
air
your
conditioning,
external power. Because on
It
the
is.
on these inspection, once unfeathering
Your
accumulators
Quebec,
on each, and
2423.
then the other side, the outboard side, is the external power unit, if I'm not mistaken.
Plug in a power cart? Yeah.
Yeah.
In this plane, it doesn't really matter because my batteries lever in the nose under the belly.
Yeah.
They're some of the older bearings. You'd have some of them would maybe only have
contact,
battery, and it might be closer to one engine.
570 Quebec,
They say
radar
start that
contact
one
30
first.
miles northeast of Raleigh Airport, shade 4000,
This one has
9
two
hours,
batteries.
on course.
Over there, TTA right there. That's where I did my my commercial check ride.
414 Mike Hotel, turn left heading 090.
That was
Left turn 090, 414 Mike Hotel.
Oh, Wild West, right?
Yeah. But back to my time building dilemma.
Raleigh departure Cherokee 9390 Juliet,
Back in the day,
1,400
back in the day, when everybody flew
Cherokee
single pilot,
9390 Juliet,
and
Raleigh
King Airs and everything, right? Everything was single pilot.
000590 Juliet.
I would just look for King Air operators.
Air Force 2, contact Washington
Just
Center
try to hang around the
123.85.
airport, meet them, like, hey, you got, can I mind if I ride along?
9390 Juliet, your radar contact, maintain VFR
Guy going from
3500.
Greensboro to the beach, drop him off. If he's coming back empty, he could let you fly on the way back, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that was a great way to build time. Now so many of them have two pilots.
Yeah.
Now the trick is finding a King Air operator that uses a low time, that the co-pilot, he just needs a seat warmer. Right? His insurance is pretty open. He
Warm body.
You know, he could fly a single pilot, maybe, but he likes to have two pilots.
Raleigh approach,
So if that's
3005,
the
change my
situation,
frequency 135.15.
you can tag along and build time. Like in our CJ, I fly a single pilot. Find the right seat, doesn't need any requirements because I don't require a second pilot. The issue is whether or not the owner's okay with having another. You know, a lot of times it's
We proceed on course 90 Juliet.
for privacy's sake. He likes
90
he likes being
Juliet,
alone.
self-lighting 360.
360 90 Juliet.
456 Romeo,
And then a lot of my
self-flight
trips aren't day trips.
3577, maintain
But if I
VFR.
fly like his parents, you could go anytime. You could go on those easy.
Sure, yeah.
If I'm flying his parents, going to Vegas, it could build you good 10 hours of turbine time, right?
Yeah.
Would be good. Used to do those a lot. I haven't done them in a while. Don't know why.
Goes to
Number 972 Whiskey radar service terminates
Still
squawk
go,
VFR,
yeah.
frequency change approved.
That used to be the best way to get time. You just hang around the airport. And then I'd
Airport
find
5
out
Sierra Victor, Raleigh departure, radar contact,
Then I'd find out
maintain
who those
3000.
guys are, right? So say you know, 123, or King Air 123 is based in Greensboro or whatever, and he flies single pilot, or say he does fly single pilot.
Number 60
Put
Charlie
him in your
5
flight aware,
Raleigh approach, altimeter
and you watch him,
3005, expect
and when he
runway
files a
32.
flight plan, you know he's going somewhere, and even if he's not going to take you,
Mike Hotel, maintain
at least you
3000,
happen to
turn
be
left
there
heading,
like,
a
imagine
different
running into you, right?
All right, down
And he
3,000.
said, you want to go along, or at least, doing that networking, you know what I mean?
Sierra Victor, climb maintain.
Like when you did all your studying out at the airport, right? You run into people, right? It's good for networking.
4 Mike Hotel, descend to maintain at 3000.
Out of 4,000 for 3,000, 414 Mike Hotel.
There's going to be a few beach jets. Don't know what they'll require for the right seat guy.
5 Sierra Victor, turn right heading 180.
But if the captain's type,
570 Quebec,
sometimes
contact
they just
Washington
need
Center
an SIC checkout,
18.75.
right? Bare bones, just barely legal, right? You get an SIC checkout. You're legal to fly as a co-pilot in the right seat.
okay, yeah.
Right? In a beach jet that requires two pilots, say I give you an SIC checkout
456 runway, tell your radar contact,
you got to look into the regs, because there's certain things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do steep turns, stalls,
Yankee,
single engine approach,
direct Wendy,
go around, single engine go around, maybe.
Maintain.
There's a certain amount of things you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You go out and do those, knock them out. I would sign in your logbook that I gave you the SIC training, that you could take that to the FSDO and get a SIC type rating on your certificate.
Ooh, okay.
Right? And be legal, right? Like you have an SIC checkout. Now, most operators know if you got an SIC checkout like that, you did a quickie, or you went to flight safety and did the full check ride thing, but you only got an SIC check ride. That's more beneficial.
755 Charlie Alpha.
They know you've had the real full immersed training, right?
Yeah.
You know about system, you know. The one that I could do, I'm still supposed to go into the book and go through the checklist, and through ops and all that, standard operating procedures, standard call out, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We would give you ground training too, in addition to what's required in the flight. Obviously, flight safety is going to do it so much better.
4 Mike Hotel, turbo fitting 340.
Training. There's things you can do with the sim that you can't do in real life. I can't do engine fires. I'm not going to do blow a tire on takeoff.
Yeah.
Right? You can do that in the sim.
Good morning,
And it's realistic, and it's good. It's good. You start sweating, you feel like you're going to die if you don't do it right. Even though you know he can reset it.
Our Ghost right there? No, $2.5 grand below us on the right side.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
755 Charlie Alpha, Raleigh approach, altimeter 3005.
Another good. If I was doing it today, right, trying to build time, trying to get my foot in the door. High dive operations is one, right? Because a lot of those guys don't have a lot of high time requirements.
Yeah.
But it's all single engine usually.
Yeah.
But it's still a time building, and you're getting paid. So you're getting paid. You might spend 8 hours flying.
10-4 Mike Hotel, got the airport site.
So that's pretty good. There's some around Raleigh. There's some in Salisbury. There's some all over, right? I'll be knocking on doors for that.
Cleared approach runway 32.
Yeah.
Cleared visual 32.
He's leaving that company now. He's retiring. He might actually be retired now, I believe.
He's just 1,000 below. Is that dude? I don't know who that is. Didn't call him out either. That's one. And then the survey stuff. I don't know if you know the survey guys. I used to see them in Greensboro every now and then. They're not based there, but they would come in there and spend the night because they were working in the area.
Yeah.
And they were flying Apaches or something, right? So they're twin, but they probably have very low time requirements. Because who wants to do that, really?
Yeah.
So, unless you're building time. Because you're just like five miles that way, turn around. 5 miles this way. You'll see there on FlightAware, their grid work, it's like, I'll leave.
Talked to a few of those guys.
414 Mike Hotel, contact tower 127.45.
That's good training, and while you're just farting around, you're doing engine management, you're reading the POH, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even, you ain't got a good autopilot, so you're getting some good, especially if you got to try to fly this accurately, right? So you're really focused. So it's good.
Some of the ones go over residential areas, and like water meters are actually like connect to your airplane if you fly over them. You're flying low and slow on a steady line because you don't want to be too far.
Trying to fly over a water meter.
And it's all residential housing.
Right.
So if you miss them, you have to go back around.
Right. But it's interesting, you know, and that's a good time building. But I don't know.
Low and slow is.
I don't know any names, right, of companies. But yeah, a little research, you could probably find them. And then, like I said, FlightAware, you stalker. You turn into a stalker. You catch the guy on the ramp and you talk to him, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm very close to my time. I'm out of here when I hit 1,500 hours. You should let the guy know that you're interested. You know, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's any in our area. I don't know anything. I have seen them in Greensboro, right?
Yeah.
Put them in the hangar. They usually hangar that. It's got a lot of camera, even though it's an old-looking plane. It's got some high-dollar camera gear. And I guess they don't want it sitting outside.
679 Charlie Mike, contact Greensboro 126.6. Connect.
Banner towing if you're at the beach. There's occasionally banner towing other stuff. I've seen them around Andover. I don't know who does that. You know, during golf tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch at 737, right departure, radar contact, turn right, direct Wolf.
Intertowing is very interesting. It has a higher...
679 Charlie Mike Raleigh
approach. Do it at Manio. Guy comes in, swoops in, and he got to swoop in just right, and at the last minute pull up,
you pull up
so his prop doesn't touch the cable.
And he throws out the hook.
Yeah, it just seems very sketchy.
It's interesting.
Well, your approach number 4546 Papa, 500.
Engine cooling, because they're going so slow.
Number 755 Charlie Alpha.
Sometimes that's counterintuitive. Sometimes without the cowling, the engine runs hotter.
Oh, really?
Because you need the air directed.
Well, your approach number 4546
You'll see some airplanes, they think you can't fly it with the cowling off because it'll overheat the engine.
4546 Papa,
because you need, like the way they do the baffling under these engines, directing the wind over the cylinders, just you're making it flow, where it's just out in open air. It might be all turbulent and not really cooling the engine.
thank you.
9390 Juliet radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR, have a good day. 90 Juliet.
I like my cylinders running funny, right? See, now, I got them pretty close, perfectly even, right? Just by cracking it. And that's just from doing it, knowing this airplane.
Good morning, Southwest 985, 2,500 climbing.
I close it, this one will get a little hotter.
Southwest 985,
but it could be just the baffling.
Contact, turn right, direct Qatar.
It's not as nice as that
right,
side.
Turn direct Qatar, Southwest.
I don't know if you've seen the baffling, what I'm talking about, the little rubber. DeShannon is the kit. It's kind of expensive rubber stuff. Yeah. They fold it up a certain way, and they'll glue it at certain places. Aluminum shields that are pointing it.
Different areas.
Try to make it flow all through the fins of each cylinder and over every one of them the same.
4546 Papa, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles, northeast, down 6,500 indicated.
Obviously the ones in the back probably need more air than the ones in the front, right? So you got to direct the air.
That's what the training baron over at TTA, it was like that. The back cylinders,
Southwest 985, maintain 12,000.
They might not have great baffling.
Southwest 985.
Probably didn't invest in DeShannon. You've got DeShannon, which it still looks the same, but it's supposedly better. Suppose they've done more engineering.
They got the kit that's
going to make the air flow.
35-2, except at 737-2.
Anyways, that's a couple of my thoughts on time building. Survey stuff I think would be good if you could find it. I don't know how to find it because I haven't been looking online.
A lot of the market right now, because the airlines aren't hiring anyone. None of like the intermediate jobs are moving. Right. So I got a few buddies that do survey, and they're either not hiring or they have wait and are trying to offload.
But if you already networked in that, you know. So you're connected at least. Yeah. So when someone leaves, hopefully they'll call you instead of somebody off the street. Yeah.
It's a lot of people, and it's really
right seat jobs, all these right seat jobs. Like I said, the beach jet guy, you're getting a new beach jet, or new to them, I think they got rid of an old Mitsubishi. They're going to another beach jet 400A. I don't know how they're going to crew it. I think they crew these, a lot of these guys crew them with contract pilots because they don't want to pay a full-time guy because they're not flying that much, right? They use contract guys, and they need a pool of contract, a list of 5 guys or whatever.
Good flexibility and all.
Yeah. I don't like doing that because, say I started using 2 pilots all the time. Just use contract guys. Yeah, I got several people I could call. But if it's last minute, a lot of these guys, they're either on another trip or they're busy, whatever. Really, if you don't know way ahead of time, it's hard to crew it.
Southwest 985, please.
Southwest 985, Washington Center's 135.2.
Did a contract trip in a CJ, or over at Corey, and I fly for him some. I'm in his list of pilots, right?
There's the aircraft right there, left to right.
French flight 4609, turn right, direct Wolf.
Right, turn direct Wolf, French flight 4609.
He's got a list of guys, right? He goes down, right? And then I'm like, he's got 2 captains that he uses. One is his main guy, but that guy just recently took his full-time gig. He just took a job as assistant chief pilot. So he's going to be busier, so he might not be able to do it. Right? So he can't fly during the week. He can only fly on the weekends. Other guy uses...
Charlie Alpha, turn right heading 270.
Doesn't fly on Sundays because he goes to church.
Charlie Alpha.
Absolutely does not. That's, so he can't do Sundays. Which is good, that's fine. That opens it up. So then they come to me, right, as third. And then I've given him names. He says, I just recently asked him, he says, what do you require for the rights he got?
4609, climbing between 124.
Jerome?
Jerome, he's doing my C5.
Okay, he flew with me last trip, on that contract trip. I'll probably edit all this
755 Charlie Alpha, contact approach 124.95.
Actually, I'm going to stop the tape, so we'll save the battery for when we...
360 kilo, thanks, so long.
Previous change approved, squawk VFR.
And 683 Delta Delta has the field in sight as well. We can go ahead and cancel IFR, following behind them.
You have the other Baron there in your 11, 10 o'clock low at 2700. IFR cancellation received. Squawk maintain VFR for exchange approved. You have a great day.
Hey, Squawk VFR, 3 Delta Delta. Thanks for the help.
Carry Skylane 227, were you handing me off about, 7 miles?
Now I'm going to put you in heading mode, and you turn out a little bit. See the airport?
To the left.
We're real high, right? And then crank your altitude down to like 1,000 feet. There's somewhere like right in there, good. This is the guy we're following. So we don't want to cut in front of him. So maybe go just aim at him. He'll get off to our right, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wallace Henderson traffic, Skyhawk 3907 Romeo.
He disappeared. When we need him most, he disappeared. But that's okay.
Wallace Henderson.
And you just keep the power back like it is. That's good.
Confirm.
We're going slow. Hopefully he's going fast. So for traffic bearing 683 Delta Delta is about 6 miles to the northwest inbound for landing. 26 behind the other bear. He's off the left.
There he is.
Stop. Turn left out. Left of him.
Okay.
He's cutting that way pretty good, so we'll just kind of maybe just slightly below him, right behind him, right?
Confirm.
Now if you want to hit procedure.
Approach.
We'll load and approach. Runway 26.
26 LPV.
Yep, that's it. Enter. Vectors is fine. Enter. And then we'll skip that. Hit enter. And then go over to activate. Enter.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and get it, right? And then we'll cursor it and flight plan it together.
Traffic bearing 260 kilos on a right base for 26.
Diamond 905 Lima departing on a 45.
He's probably starting gradually to the right.
Columbus.
Where's our banana at? We're way out there, right? With our, so maybe continue out a little bit further.
We're...
Be like runway 8, like we'll do like a downwind, 80 degrees or so.
80 degrees? Affirm.
You know what I mean? We're right downwind.
Sir.
Looking good, and then we'll get lower. I'll push the throttles forward. Mixture, the mixture.
Yeah.
Over traffic bearing 260 kilos, turn in at 2 miles.
Not yet. I'll wait till we get lower.
Affirm.
I'll do it slowly, so I'm not throwing cold fuel to a hot engine.
Yeah. Big old field, man.
Our banana. Look how far out our banana is. All right. Take her down like 1,000 foot a minute.
Vertical speed. Nope, that's pitch.
It was already in vertical speed, so all you had to do is go down.
Okay.
I mean, since it was already in that mode.
Dodge.
Here's
Wallace Henderson traffic, Skyhawk 3907 Romeo, 3 miles to the north.
Pull your power back just a little bit more, maybe 16. Horn doesn't go off. There's the props whining because somebody pulled them back unevenly. You get the props more than 25 RPMs apart, the prop sync gives up.
Okay. Sorry about that, yeah.
It was because of a quick power reduction on one side. He's like, what? You're going to work hard. We're too fast for gear, but we'll get down in time. Be in good shape. Smokey's at 1,000. Yeah, so we're good.
Traffic bearing.
Alright, now I'm going to shallow you out to 5 here. I'll turn right on a base, so just put it perpendicular, right? About. I mean? Beaufort traffic, bearing 683 Delta Delta's on a right base, runway 26, Beaufort. I'll get the fan on.
Roger.
Now that we're low, I'll go ahead and get the mixtures rich.
Okay, firm.
Try to do them the same and nice and even, then we'll go to full rich. Come in another notch, maybe 2 notches. There's the bearings wake turbulence we're in, maybe. We're just going to self-vector ourselves, right? Eventually we're going to do, what, 230, right to 230? Sound good? Alright, let's do it right to 230. If you hit the approach button, it will load GPS and it'll load the glide path. It's going to capture that magenta line, right?
Sure.
Did a runway out there. You get the scenic approach today.
Yeah.
There's the runway on synthetic vision. Speed is slowing down nicely. We need 152. We're looking good. I can always shallow it out a little bit if I have to, right?
You mean reduce back down to 16?
Yeah, you could. Right, the approach pass, its GPS is captured, so bump it up just a little so it quits beeping.
There we go.
Right, glide path is armed, right?
Armed, we got...
We'll shallow it out so it'll slow down another couple of knots.
Okay, firm.
If we capture that before we're slow enough, we're going to pull the power. We'll just have to listen to the horn.
Roger.
We could shallow it out a little more and it'll slow down maybe. It's going to grab the glide path sooner. All right, looking good. Pull your power back. See, you pull your power back a little more. Be a little more, like 14. Don't worry about the gear horn. Just keep pulling it back because I'm looking for 152. Because when the gear grabs, get ready to pull the gear down.
Firm.
So speed, pull it back a little more. We're looking for 152. Gear down.
52.
Gear down. Lights on.
In transit.
Lights on. While your hands there. Lights on.
It's on. 3
notch
green.
of flaps.
1 notch of flaps. Safer.
Right. And it's grab the glide path. So now, once it slows, we're looking for 122 to get full flaps.
Firm.
And you'll bump it back up to like 16, but we'll let it continue to slow a little bit. And then as it gets close to 122, you can bump it up to like 16.
Roger.
Beaufort traffic, bearing 3 Delta Delta's final runway 26, Beaufort. Now that it's below, so start scooching the power up a little. I'm going to go ahead and get full flaps. Speed checks, they're moving. So I'll bump it. 16, 17, perfect. And it should trim up and get us about right.
Okay, firm.
We'll be about 9 degrees up to be hands off doing blue line. Right, but we're a little fast, so it's not going to be 9 until we're slow.
Roger.
Follow me? Then if you turn the prop sync off, it's a before landing item.
1 red, 1 white.
500.
Altitude checks. Speed is good. You can put your hand on the throttle if you're ready, so you can do minor tweaks, right? As it slows, he should be trimming up. If you kick it off, you may have to, as you get slow, you may have to give it a little trim. Follow me?
Yes, sir.
You kick it off anytime you want. If you want to hand fly it, hit the red button, you get rid of everything. So, yaw damps are autopilot, yaw damps away. Don't raise the nose. Keep us coming down. If we're a little fast, which we are, you can ease the power back, like 15 or 14. Eventually, you're going to pull the power all the way off, right, as we cross the threshold. For the Vasi, we're right on it, but I feel like we're a little high. Don't pull it too much, because then it slows real quick, right? Already. Power can come all the way off and then just hold me off. Oh, look at that. That was not that good. You could have held me off a little longer. Ease on the brakes. I'll get the flaps up. Cow flaps open. Props forward. Mix your back up. I'll turn on this runway to get to Bravo.
Left on.
And as we get slow, make sure you bump them up to 1,000. That'll keep it running. So we'll turn on the runway, the left, and then another left.
Yes, sir.
For traffic, bearing 3 Delta Deltas, turning on 1-4, taxi to Bravo. Bump them up to 1,000, right? Pretty close. And no brakes. Keep your feet off the brakes.
Firm.
You won't have to gas on it so much to keep me rolling, right? Lights coming off, strobes coming off. Trim, so you didn't do no trim. That's why you had trouble flaring. Got a trim. You got to muscle it in, right?
Yes, sir.
It wasn't bad, but you know we could have just
playing out my
just a little bit more.
Landing.
You've landed this one good before. Thanks for watching. Thanks for riding along. I'll edit out all my bag. Now get.